this computer. Okay, so today is our first meeting in the Bentonville office. Very excited about that. And want to welcome Ashley with WACO. She's here with us. There we go. And she bought us breakfast. So if you make it up to the Bentonville office sometime today, soon enough, there's sausage rolls and donuts here waiting for you. And a microwave to warm those sausage rolls up if needed. So good stuff. Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah, thank you,
Quick comment about WACO. They have been with us since the beginning. Our first meeting, if we've got any OGs here with me, our first, Carrie was an OG. She's here. She wanted to see the office. Our first meeting was at the Fayetteville WACO. So we would have room for everybody to sit down and meet because we were working off my kitchen table and out of a storage trailer. So yeah, that's how it began. So pretty excited to have WACO here as a continued fantastic partner. We love them. We're grateful for them. So that was Kim Umbers doing back then.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were in her market, but Ashley has always been very supportive of us as well, and we're really thankful. We'll give her a chance to talk here in a little bit, but I know how those WACO girls can go on and on, so we're going to get in our content first. I want to go over, I'm going to share my screen real quick here, and I want to go over what my Google, what my Ninja Week looked like last week. And I marked all my boxes. So if you want to clap, that's okay. You can go ahead. I'm good with that. And anybody that has ever marked all of their boxes knows 100% this is hard to do. You have to do it on purpose. And what I want to talk about with this is what my brain did and what my database did through working this. So obviously this first part, my brain, my morning routine has to do with my brain and my body. So waking up every morning and saying my 2 gratitudes before my feet touch the ground. So important, so important. And one of the things that did for me was it shook off the day before. And guys, just like you, I have a life, and that life can be hard at times. And last week, some hard things happened in my personal life, and it was a good thing to shake off first thing in the morning before my feet touched the ground, to tell myself I was going to have a good day. And sometimes it's as simple as I'm grateful that my dogs greet me so happy. I'm grateful that I live in a place where I can go for a walk and it being a nice, peaceful walk. It doesn't have to be this huge, elaborate gratitude. Something that I've experienced in the past with some people is they feel the need to be poetic, and you don't. With this, keep it simple. There's no need to be poetic. It's a habit that forms a mindset of gratitude. And if you have gratitude, the world around you probably will too, because you're giving it off. The positive reading, we're going to talk more about the book that we're involved in right now with our book club. But guys, Atomic Habits is sick. It is an amazing book. If you're not reading it right now, I highly recommend you read it. Also, I recommend you come to book club on Wednesday night via Zoom. You do not have to read that book to go, oh my gosh, that's good information. So join book club on Wednesday night. Whether you're reading it or not, you're going to be impressed with the information that you get from it. And we won't guilt you if you sit there quietly. That's not a big deal. I've done it myself. Matter of fact, I'm still behind on where the book club is, so who cares, whatever. Affirmations. If you write those affirmations, you train your mind that what you want is possible. We're going to do that video today that we missed last week. It made it very easy for me to plan a sales meeting this week because last week we really didn't get to have our intended meeting. So we'll go through that here in a minute. Exercise every morning, and if you guys keep up with things, you realize that I missed one morning, so I tagged it on that night, and that was brutal. I was not happy about that. That was actually really hard to do because at the end of every day, I work hard and I'm tired. That's why it's part of the morning routine. And if you remember our training on happiness, exercise trains your mind to believe your actions matter. And it really does. Your decisions to move make your mind understand that doing things is the difference. So it's not just for the body, it's for the brain. Review your hot list and warm list. And when I did that, I realized that I was not giving good service to two of my hot list. I'd forgotten about them. A lot of times you think that you've got this programmed great memory and that you're the junk and nothing's going to get in your way and you're going to make it happen. If you don't have a hot list written down, you're missing things. Your warm list should include people that have had a life change and you're anticipating their need for real estate. One ninja that I heard from said that there was a client that called them and they told them that because of their growing family, they're now ready to upgrade. And the ninja was ashamed of themselves because they weren't already on their warm list. They should have kept up with that client better, been a better friend, and been ready for that. Instead, they missed it. So keep up with that warm list. When people hop on your warm list, you should be prompted to have coffee with them more. You should be prompted to send a handwritten note. You should be prompted to send flowers of sympathy or celebration. Those type of things make you shine. Yesterday, Rebecca and I delivered flowers to people that had some pretty significant life changes. And I hope that makes a difference in their life, whether it earns business or not. Going out and doing things like that, that's going to make your day and make theirs. I got my Ford calls in. I got my cards sent out, and I did my real estate reviews. I'm going to be honest, this real estate review is scheduled for today. So this week I'm going to knock out 3. I scheduled it and I marked it off, but I did not. It got rescheduled, so I did not do it, and I'm going to go do that today. I've got some notes down here. My face-to-face meetings. This one was an old buddy that I haven't spent time with in a long time. We had a good time on the back deck of the office, and we did not talk business. It was just good catching up. This one's an old buddy, and he told me the woes of a rental property that he has, and we're going to list it and get it rid for him. So that worked out really well, those face-to-face meetings. I updated my database, reviewed my weekly, monthly, and annual goals, and reviewed my life list. My weekly goals were to go on a date with my wife and to lose over 5 pounds. I did both. That happened. Matter of fact, tomorrow morning, I hope to wake up 20 pounds lighter than when I started 2 weeks before tomorrow. So what you do matters. What you do matters. This month, I'm excited to attend Ninja in Vegas. So that stays on the list. And I know what those X's stand for. You don't need to. So knocked out my my Ninja list. So there's a monetary, for those that can't see my screen, there's a monetary goal at the top of my list here. So this year there's a 6-figure income, and you don't need to know where that's headed. So if you want to do a Ninja Week with me, I would like for you to private message me that you want to knock out this Ninja Week this coming week with me, and that you'll commit to fill your boxes and then share with me the results, and we can celebrate on Friday on the back deck in Fayetteville, or at the conference room in Bentonville. We can decide later. So send me a private message that you want to mark all those boxes off. I will help you this week through those, and make sure that you understand what you're doing to make that happen. And we'll just have a week-long workshop on the Ninja Week. So private message me if you're interested in that, and we'll get that off the ground and make it happen. Because I'm going to do it again, because that felt really good. I enjoyed it. Something that I want to add to that Ninja Week is, if you saw my message this morning, I'm going to go ahead and read that real quick. If you saw my message this morning, it had to do with being the fattest guy on the walking trail this morning. On my walk this morning, I was still the fattest guy out there. I was also the thinnest guy. That means nobody else was there. It reminded me of doing our daily activity. So many of us are hung up on our skill level. We think we shouldn't do it yet. Unfortunately, your sphere isn't getting what they need from anyone. You may be the least skilled agent out there helping them, and at the same time, you may also be the most skilled agent out there helping them. So go give a little this week. The world repays you for it. Listening to Atomic Habits this morning on the drive up to Bentonville, one of the things that was said at the beginning of this chapter was a study that was done with a photography class. And the photography professor split the group in half, and one half of the classroom said they got to get their grade based solely on the number of photographs that they took. The other side of the classroom only had to do one photograph, but their grade was completely based on the quality of that photograph. One side had the best photographs. Which side do you think it was, gang? Anybody?
The one photograph.
The one photograph? Anybody else? Why would you say the one photograph, Jeff?
Because they put more time and effort into that one photograph because they knew that that's the only thing that counted.
They put more time and effort into that one because that was all that counted. Anybody have a difference of opinion?
I'm going to dissent.
Not you. Not Maggie. Okay. This is awesome because they're a team. Okay. We're a team. Okay, Maggie Broker.
Why?
Yeah.
Because there was more quantity. And so there was a higher volume of photos and therefore more to choose from.
Okay.
Yes.
Because there were more to choose from.
Because there were more to choose from.
Okay.
So it gave you more and therefore more chances.
More chances.
Well,
To
if there's
have-
only one
to
person
have-
I'm gonna agree with Maggie too.
photos, more might be better because they may not like your photo, even though photography wise it was perfect, but they like more color.
They
And
like
if you had,
flowers.
if you had 20 pictures, then maybe the
Your
shotgun
appeal,
approach
yeah.
works every once in a while, Maggie.
Now we're talking about quality of photo, not subject. So somebody online here said something. Who said it?
I said, I think I agree with Maggie. I think the more you do it, the better you get at it. You get more comfortable.
That was the point. That was the point. The side of the class that took one photo spent all of their time deliberating how to do something. They spent all of their time planning to get there and none of the time doing it. And they went out and they took one shot and they hoped for the best. That side was filled with mediocre photos. The side that had the best photos had multiple amazing photos because they practiced. They went out, they tried something, it didn't work, they tried something better. it worked, and then they improved and improved and improved and improved. So the point is, marking these boxes off not only gets you in front of these people, but it also is going to make you a better agent. It's going to begin to give you clues on what you could do better and how to progress. So many people, guys, spend their time planning and hoping, planning and hoping. Well, that's not going to get you there. Going out and doing is going to get you there. Now, that's not to say don't prepare, because you don't want to be an idiot out there either. But you've got the tools and you've got the support. One of the best things about who we are and what we do is you can call anybody with questions, and we're going to give you an answer and help you. So if you're out there and you don't know, this is what you need to learn to say. And if you're a newer agent, be ready to write this down. Okay. Who here does not want to say, I don't know, because you think it might make you look stupid? Okay. Plenty. I don't know is a hard thing to spit out of your mouth. So we normally want to follow that up with, I don't know, but I have resources and I'll get back to you. How does that feel? That feels, yeah, it's a little bit better, but it's not the best. How about this? This is what you need to be ready to write down. All you newbies out there, I want to see pens in your hands. Here it is. Here it is. This is magic, okay? There's a few different things we could do with this. I want to get the best option for you. Let me call my broker. That's magic, guys. That's magic. Use it. 1, it says, I've got ideas. I'm not dumb. 2, I've got resources. I've got a way to make sure that you're taken the best care of. 3, it lines you up with them, that you care for them. I want to make sure we get the best option for you. There's a few things we could do. I want to get the best option for you. Let me call my broker. Make sense? Everybody like that? Kyle, are you happy with that?
Yeah, no, that actually really helps. I'm not so much uncomfortable with I don't know, but I actually did an open house yesterday where someone came by and they had several questions where I had absolutely no idea what the answer was. And although I didn't put it exactly the way you did, I just said, unfortunately, I don't know. However, I can find out for you and get back to you as soon as I can. So probably not the best way to do it, but, at least you're not just leaving them hanging.
Absolutely. Good job. Totally good job there. I want to move on to, before I do, any questions about what we've gone over so far? Anyone? Going once? Going twice? And we're moving on to our form simplicity training. I'm going to share my screen again. And when we left off last time, we'd started a new transaction, which I'm going to go ahead and do. We're going to work with a buyer right now. So we're going to say 123 North Easy Street, transaction name. We're going to use Clint King as a buyer because Clint has a goal to buy soon. And I'm going to go ahead and put that out in the universe for him. We're going to say he's going to buy a newer home than 1978 because I've met his kids and they will chew on the windowsill. We're going to create a transaction. So going in and doing this, what's happened is I have all of the documents that I need. Okay. Those are all of the documents that I need except for one. Which one's missing?
Document.
It's in there.
Oh, but you don't send that.
Which one document do we not have yet on our buyer packet? I know.
Seller's property disclosure.
Exactly. Who said that?
John Rhodes.
John Rhodes, gold star. Why do we not have a seller's property disclosure, John Rhodes?
We don't know which property we're purchasing yet.
That's right. You can't do it if you don't have it. So we're going to go in. we're going to fill out our exclusive buyer agency agreement. Remember my explanation in the buyer meeting? Who remembers my explanation in the buyer meeting for getting all of these documents done initially? Anyone?
Satisfying the state.
Okay, we
Well,
can.
you knock it all out in one thing. You're not sending things piecemeal. And I think it also helps to set the stage for, you got your buyer agency agreement, and then you got your agency disclosure that explains the buyer agency agreement to an extent. And then you have the for-year protection, get an inspection so that they know, like, yes, you should really get an inspection. And then you have the general buyer disclaimer, which really now it's specific to a certain property, but you can always go back in and add that. But then they know the things to look out for.
Okay, so you started that out by saying that it was better than piecemealing it in and
Right.
doing it bit by bit. And that's advantageous for who?
Me.
Okay. So what advantage is it? Because this is what matters. What advantage is it to our customer to go ahead and get this done? And this is covered in the buyer meeting. Does anybody remember the initial buyer meeting that we went over?
You can focus on finding the home instead of worrying about paperwork or having to explain it too late.
Let me go ahead and open it, because I want to get the same wording that's in the buyer meeting, because I did it on purpose. And buyer meeting docs. And initial buyer meeting. There it is. And whoop, everything moved. Initial buyer meeting. Good grief. It keeps moving on me. There we go. Initial buyer meeting, and Maggie's leaving right when I wanted her to hear this.
I'll be right back. I can hear you.
Okay. Our initial paperwork will satisfy state required representation documents, ensure you are ready to make an offer without having to fill out multiple documents at an already possible stressful time. How many documents do we want them to deal with when they're making an initial offer? Why? It's an already stressful time. So if we're filling out an offer and they've got their mind set on this property and they're thinking about all the ins and outs of what they want to offer, which we've also got laid out for right here, commonly negotiated items in the buyer meeting. But if they're already stressed to the hilt and you sit there and want to talk to them about an exclusive buyer agency agreement, that's going to interrupt their thought pattern. Their thought pattern when they come to visit with you on the initial meeting, their thought pattern then is, I want to find a house and I want to use Maggie to do that. Well, if they're already coming to meet with me to talk to me about their plans and their hopes and their budget, that's the perfect time to talk about hiring me as their agent, because that's where their thought pattern is. If we interrupt that thought pattern in the path, that lowers our chances to be able to easily explain a buyer agency agreement is just saying that the state said you're hiring me. It's satisfying them. So let's go back to form simplicity, and we're filling out the exclusive buyer agency agreement, and this is how I explain it. This says Smith & Associates is representing Clint King to buy any property. The duration of agency is today through 1, 2, 3. I normally do 3 months. I really don't care if you do 3, 6, whatever you do. And this says we will get 3% of the gross amount of the price. The company gets that. However, I want to address that again later in the document, so hang with me. This says that I can represent both you and the seller. So if my company has a listing that you want to buy, I can sell it to you. This says that if I show you a house and this agreement expires within 90 days of that period, if you turn around and say, you know what, that house that Jason showed me, I really do want to buy that place. This says that you would still buy that through me because I'm the one that showed it to you. Unless you hired somebody else by then, and that would cancel that out. Cancellation with us is 0 because we would rather you walk around town and say, Jason wasn't the right guy for me, instead of Jason wasn't the right guy for me, and let me tell you what he did to me. We don't want that. Earnest money may happen. I'll explain that if it does. Fair housing. I don't care that you're male, middle class, and white, Clint. I'll go ahead and sell a house to you. Buyer warranty representation and authorization. A lot of this is boring stuff that you can read tonight, but I'm going to read you the things that change. And 15, in special conditions, I've told you that you're going to that we're going to make 3% off of that. Well, the sole source of our commission is going to come from the selling firm's fee or from the seller. So it's either the listing agency or the seller that's going to pay me, not you. So if it's less than 3%, we won't charge you more, and you won't pay me anything unless we agree otherwise in writing. And then here it says that you can terminate this agreement again with no penalty or fee by texting or emailing the assigned agent or broker. We added that because the cancellation clause says that you have to do that through certified mail. And we believe that it's 2020, so we're just going to do it that way. That's it. So you have any questions over that, Clint?
Not at all.
Great. I'll go ahead and get you to sign there. And that is how I do the buyer agency agreement. If you haven't practiced that method, I encourage you to, because it works. I don't have a hard time getting people to sign that. If you want to, go back over this video. It will be posted, and that will help you. And we enter the information always. If you do not enter this information, we will send it back to you. I will not sign EBAs without contact information anymore. And the reason for that is I legally represent that client. If I don't know how to contact that client, if you are unable to help them because of sickness or something else, then I'm scrambling trying to figure it out. So any more EBAs without contact information will be sent back. This document I'm not going to open. I'm just going to tell my client, this document says I told you to get a home inspection. It's your choice to do that or not. It's up to you. This form, I'm also not going to need to open. It says that if there's anything wrong with the property, you've had your chance to look it over. If you have closed on that property, then you've given up any further need in your mind to look into anything. And later, if you find out something is wrong, that's on you, not on me. Don't sue Smith and Associates. The bottom two documents, this says that you know what it means to be represented. Basically, I won't disclose any information about you that could hurt your negotiations. And then this is an info sheet that helps me get through to the title company and your lender and help us all work together to get you closed. I mark all 5 of those documents. Then I click e-sign. We've got these 2 set up. I like doing this with them present or on Zoom. I create the new session. There we go. And I set up signatures. And I'm going to do initial buyer docs. I'm going to CC Felicia or Stephanie I'm gonna, I don't have those in here yet, but fville at Smith and Associate or smith-realestate.com or bville at smith-realestate.com are the office emails now. I'm going to make sure they're copied in. Guys, this send CC email final documents as an attachment. That's one of the most courteous things you can do when you're sending things to the office or to co-op agents. This sends the CC email. It sends it as a PDF instead of a link. That way they can open the PDF instead of download. It's just a pain in the rear when you don't do that. It's a courtesy. And it's easy. You click next. You click next. Once you have everybody in there, we're going to say the buyer is Clint. We're going to say I'm the agent and the broker. And we'll click next again and yes. And next. Okay. So this gives you a chance to review the document, make sure it's the way you want it. Notice I didn't put a date in here. The date gets drug over, and that helps because it's a true date. The date's already in on Get a Home Inspection. GBA, General Buyer Disclaimer, says any property purchased or leased through Smith and Associates, so that helps. Signature and date's already there. Arkansas Agency, signature and date is there. The buyer info sheet, we drag over, so we do signature, form field, form field. Any time you drag over a form field for email, this is huge training. Attention, please. Anytime you drag over anything for email, make the email form field longer. Emails do not fit in the regular form field, okay? Fill out as much info as you can there. If you are with your buyer, you may say, hey, I'll let you fill in the lender information, title info, title company, title agent, phone, email. Just go ahead and put your favorite WACO rep right there, please. And click next, review it, click next, and finish. Now, when you click finish, it's funny, I can't send this because actually I'm gonna go ahead and delete Clint here.
I didn't want to sign anyway.
Yeah, you don't want an EBA with me, Clint. And I'm gonna click finish, and this is one of the biggest reasons I have the televisions in the office that we can cast to, is I want our clients to see this process when I do it. I'm going to click finish and I'm going to click later. Now, normally we want to just go ahead and sign, right? But look at this. I want to show them the process. So in front of them with this cast to the TV behind me, I say, this is what your email will look like. You click review and sign. Then it comes up and it shows you what your signature is going to look like. Yours is going to look like this. It's going to say choose a signature and initials or draw your signature and initials. You can select the font that you want or you can draw. You click I agree that I'm signing digitally and you click start. When you click start, it will open the document. The document is going to be able to be reviewed at that time. When you get to the end of that document, you'll have the signature page. The signatures are highlighted yellow, the dates are highlighted green, and information for you to type in is highlighted blue. If you're okay at this point with not reviewing the documents, you can just click next and it will scroll the entire thing quickly down to the next signature line. When you're done, if this does not pop up and say all required fields have been completed, I want you to just click right here where it says done in the top left and then click yes. Don't close that window until it's done spinning and says congratulations, and then you'll know it's been sent to me. That trains them on how to do form simplicity while they're there with you or on Zoom looking at your screen the same way you guys are looking at mine. And that's very helpful to a client, especially one that is not as tech savvy and doesn't automate in technology as well as some people. So any questions?
No, no questions. Actually, I do have one question.
Okay.
I traditionally have been putting dates and times for the date stamp for everybody that signs, for you, for me, and for my buyer and seller. Is that a good practice, or is it just too much?
The client is the only one that needs to date it. Yep.
Okay.
Because they're the one that matters. Yes, ma'am.
And make sure you have both of them dated.
Yes, ma'am.
Because
Absolutely.
I've had people like listing agreements where one seller signs as soon as you send it, and the other seller doesn't sign until like 5 days later, and your listing date will change.
Yes.
If they sign it after that listing is supposed to do, and that matters for the MLS.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, you'll get fined for that.
Well,
So-
it matters for court as well.
Well,
So,
we're not going to talk about
okay. Well,
that.
I am going to talk about that. Felicia and I had a training on that earlier last week, right, Felicia? And why is it important to make sure both parties have signed everything?
So that if it's taken to court and the wife doesn't sign and the husband does, the wife can't say, well, I didn't sign that form.
Right. Until we have all signatures, we don't move forward. Unfortunately, right, Carrie? Yes. Carrie has multiple owners on a property and it's lingering. She's got one party that won't sign. They're holding out. So
With multiple owners, because there's only 2 spots, do we just find a place to put them in, or?
yep, just drag them in.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. If they've signed it, they've signed it. Doesn't really matter where. Yep, yep.
I think form simplicity needs to give us a third person.
Yeah.
For the buyer and the seller.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Yeah. Matter of fact, what I'd really like to see is a buyer page and a seller page. I think that would help because how many do you have signing, Carrie? 3. I've had 6.
Oh, where do you put it all?
Yeah, right.
I've got those Bush LA lots are 3 sellers.
Yeah,
And it's such a pain.
it is a pain.
To have to add a signer
And it's ugly. We want it to be pretty. We want it to make sense. So that's training today. I hope you guys had a lot of good content. I'm going to go through real quick here. Clint, favorite thing that we went over today?
I'm still loving the Ninja Week thing. I haven't had a perfect Ninja Week yet, but it's getting a lot better.
Awesome.
So I'm paying more, and I'm seeing my business still thrive for it. So the first thing you opened up was good. Great refresher on for simplicity. I always ask questions. Some kind of bad memory, but
Good.
I really appreciate it. And oh, by the way, the thing I was going to talk to you about is resolved.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Little time
I lit a
help.
fire.
Keith.
Well, it's good to see the new office and people in there. That's good. And it's always good to go through form simplicity and a reminder of how things work and seeing how you do it, especially now filling the clients out and what to expect when they get the e-signs email. That's a good habit to do.
Good. If you couldn't hear him on his AM signal there, he was saying reviewing those documents with the client there is a good habit to be in. I think that's what he said. Kyle.
So probably favorite thing for me was just going through the whole process again. I did watch, I don't know when it was done, but the older video that you had on there going through the buyer docs. I actually went through with my wife in practice to make sure I knew how to do it, to make sure it was all simple and I could explain, okay, this is this. And then you going in more in depth about each section, this is basically saying this, helps me kind of have a better idea of how to present it.
Awesome. Good. I'm glad for it. Justin.
Good morning. Hey, phenomenal as always. My favorite part was seeing the Bentonville office, man.
Nice. Nice.
Really excited about the future, bro. It's always always a great thing. Growth is always fantastic. The form simplicity training, man, invaluable. It's one of the just incredible value for anybody that's a part of this team. So always love it. Even though, I've been this 16 years, I will tell you, for some of you newbies that think that you've got this figured out, I promise you it's going to change, and it's going to change. It's going to change again. And the refreshers are always going to be invaluable. So thank you, Jason, for providing that service for us.
Thanks, Justin. Appreciate you. Felicia.
Probably Ninja Week. I've been working really hard on trying to get familiar with all things Ninja in preparation for our Ninja training.
Awesome. And admin can definitely do their own style of Ninja and their own boxes to mark off. So we will work to create that for you and make it work. Mr. Eric.
Tons of great points today, bro. Fantastic meeting. But my favorite takeaway from today was what you said earlier, that I was the fattest guy out there and I was also the skinniest guy out there. That was just, you being the only one doing it that was pretty poetic.
Damn
Awesome.
it, Eric.
Man, that made my heart happy, Eric. That encourages me that you'd say that. I'm grateful for you. You're a good man. Gosh, I miss you, Eric.
Miss you too, buddy.
We'll do lunch this week. I'll
Deal.
send you a link to get it scheduled.
Awesome.
Allison.
My favorite thing was honestly just hearing about your Ninja Week. Hearing about exactly the steps that you took to get that done inspires me to keep it pushing. As somebody that's so new, it's been a little bit difficult to figure out, exactly how to interact with my warm list and exactly how to interact with. I don't really have much of a hot list yet, but it is really inspiring to hear just how possible it is and just the steps that you're taking.
Cool. You'll get there, Allison. I'm very convinced. Very.
Yeah. Thank you.
John.
Lots of great stuff today. I think my favorite thing was make sure you plan, but going out and doing is what will get you there.
Very much.
Yeah.
I think the way the Atomic Habits book put it was motion is different than action. And motion is the planning and the getting ready. You can go talk to a physical trainer 100 times, and it won't change a thing until it becomes action.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome. Bill.
There we go. I really like the verbiage as far as something that you don't know and you're going to find out. I just think it's magic.
Cool. Bill, what I think is magic is many times you're the man on the end of that phone call that people trust for that. And man, I'm grateful for that. You're such a good broker and good addition for us. I'm very grateful for you.
Thank you for saying that, but I really enjoy doing it. So
you're good at it. Charity.
Hey, good morning, guys. So I enjoyed, of course, the Ninja Week and going through that for sure. But also kind of when you said, kind of gave us newer agents the response to say, hey, there's, a few things we can do here. I just want to get you your best option. Let me get with my broker because, I've always got lots of questions for you guys. So it's a good response. Thank you.
Awesome. Indiana.
Well, there's many good options available, and I want to get the best one. So let me get back to you on that. I think that was beautiful, and I was preparing that for a long time, and then last two people decided to take that from me. So no, just kidding.
Okay, that's okay. No problem at all. We're going to turn around here and get 4 more quick answers, and then we're going to WACO. Stephanie, what was your favorite today?
So I loved having Rex from Waco.
That was your favorite thing?
That was one of them. I also
Yeah.
liked the part where you said what you want is possible. You just got to put your mind to it and like actually do it. I love that. 'Cause you
Awesome.
really can. You can do anything if you set your mind to it.
I agree. I do. Carrie?
My favorite thing is being here and checking out the new office. It's
Yay.
amazing, and congratulations.
Oh, same to you. This is for y'all too. I'm man, I'm humbled that this is turning into what it is.
This is a great spot.
I really am. Jeff, favorite thing we went over.
Well, everyone's taken all of mine, but really, I just think being here with some other people, and social interaction,
Yeah.
food. Thank you. You know, it just feels good, and seeing it all come together.
Good. Maggie.
Eric stole mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was my favorite part too. I mean, and it was my favorite, I guess it's my favorite part because I even before the meeting started,
Yeah.
you know, when I read it this morning, I was like, you know, good for you for being out there and being the only one out there. And, you know, it's the same thing. It's like with, you know, lead generating a business.
Yeah.
It's like,
Show up.
just be there.
Show up. Yeah. Yeah.
Do it.
I froze my ass off, but I did it. I got out there and did it. It was cold. Do you want to share your favorite with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite was the magic phrase. So, I mean, being in title, we get tons of random things happen. And we have a saying we don't want to present a roadblock. And so we always want to have that detour of how to get to the end. So I love saying, we've got a couple of options what we can do. Let me do some research and find the best one for you.
Yeah.
It sounds so much better. And I know in like business classes, I've heard you're not supposed to say no problem. No is a negative word and problem is a negative word. And so you're taking out negative things like, I don't know, let me find out for you. And saying, we've got options. I've got research. I'm here for you.
You could even take that to we have multiple solutions for that.
Those good words.
Yeah, those good words, because words matter. They really do. My favorite today was the photography story. And nobody brought that up, and that's okay. It really was my favorite. And again, if you're not reading that book, you should, because it's stellar. And if you're not coming to book club, even if you're not reading that book, you're going to get so much knowledge, and it's fun. We drink wine together on Zoom, and it's good. It's good. You can join us on that if you want to.
I'll take you up for
Awesome.
it. I told you I'm reading that book.
You are, yeah. Yeah, it's good. So knowing that the best photographs came from the group that was working the hardest, that does my heart good. That was going out there. I've got to turn in 100 photos. It also says something to me about human nature. Like, they could have turned in crap from their iPhone, click, 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 click. But they wanted to get better as humans. And there's some need right now for us to believe in human nature. And that shows some goodness right there. So I love it. So I'm going to turn this over to Miss WACO and let her talk and go from there.
My mask off so you guys can hear me a little better. And I hope the mic is picking me up. So thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I'm so excited to have a Bentonville Smith and Associates. Like, I'm so excited. So, oh, thank you. I feel like front and center now. So all I was going to let everybody know is, if you don't know this already, title insurance is the same no matter what company you go to. Like, it's the exact same product. There's nothing different. So what a title company might say to set them apart is their customer service. And to be honest, in Northwest Arkansas, we've got some really great title companies. Like, they're going to give good customer service. So what WACO has done is asked, what can we do to set ourselves even further apart? What do we give? What can we give back to the people giving us business? So WACO's business is 95% referral based from realtors, lenders, and builders. 5% actually comes from the public. So you won't see WACO doing public advertising, billboards, anything like that. So what we give back is to our real estate agents. So some things that we've implemented is Title Link. So if you've ever heard of the Domino's pizza tracker, for your pizza, your pizza's ordered, it's in the oven, it's being baked, it's being cut, it's on the way, blah, blah, blah. So WACO has that now with real-time updates. Your order's been received, title work is done, inspection came in, appraisal is done, and those updates go up through text messages and emails to you and your clients. So that's Title Link. No other company in Arkansas offers it. It is trademarked by WACO. So we're pretty excited to be the only company in the state of Arkansas that does that. We do title commitment linking, which is when you get your title commitment and you see they haven't paid their taxes, you can actually click the blue hyperlinks and it'll bring it into the public documents so you can view them. Divorce decrees, anything child support, anything like that will be on the title commitment. We also have the only title plant in Northwest Arkansas. So that means all other title companies get their information from our title plant. And so what owning our own title plant does is makes a fast turnaround time for title. So what you might see, some title companies have to actually drive over to our facility, get the documents, make copies of them, drive back to their facility, and then do their work and put their title commitment together, which adds time. And so that's why WACO has kind of set up the standard of title turnaround being so quick. But also, one more thing, the people here were able to pick up some touch tools. So these are for like going to a gas station, using ATMs or the keypad at the store so you don't have to touch it with everyone else. I'm not going to use this personally. Like, it's not something I would do, but I have tons of real estate agents asking me for like 10 or 20 of them because they have hypersensitive clients. And you showing up at the door saying, hey, I got something for you. I want you to be safe this season. I'm thinking of you. If WACO can help set you up and keep you top of mind with your clients, that's what we want to do. So thank you.
I want to add to all of that, not all of that. I want to add, because one of the things that we talked about today with form simplicity, we talked about what's the point of doing that for our client, not us. And I want to share with you something that Ashley touched on, but it's I want to spell it out. If you talk to WACO about a need for title, a need for training, a need for, I call it frou-frou, like the touch things, they'll do it. They'll do it. And it's when the, I can't remember what they're called. There were zones in the last couple of years that were set up, profit zones. Is that what they were called? Do you remember this?
No.
Opportunity zones. Yes. Yes. Opportunity zones were set up where some tax implications for, boy, why is my mind? The big tax, the not income tax, capital gains taxes were greatly lessened in these areas. Bang, they grabbed a training on that. They had a CPA there, an attorney there. And they talked way over my head. I went to them afterwards and I said, you guys are way versed on this. I don't want to know the information. I want to know when I need to send somebody to you. And boy, they trained us, and WACO provided that, and it was complex. And they grabbed it by the horns and helped us. Anytime you need something, you need to have a WACO rep that you can go to for that. And I'm going to tell you guys this, in Fayetteville, you need to be going to, what's her name? Your partner in crime.
Melanie Bell.
Melanie Bell. I told you my mind was gone. You need to be going to Melanie Belt. Now, Melanie Belt is going to say, there's a few things, there's a few options we have here. There's a few solutions we could have with this, and I want to pick the best one. And then she's going to set you up with a title agent that matches your personality and needs. And you may just tell Melanie Belt, I don't want this is me. This is me. Now the people that I attract in my business are a lot like me. I want somebody who's going to bullet point a closing and get my butt out of there. That's who I want. Shelby LeBlanc, bang. You may be the type of person that wants things explained very slowly, methodically, with a calm voice, and we're going to get this taken care of, and you're going to be okay. You may want somebody like that. They know which title agent to match you up with. And so you're going to form two relationships. One with the WACO rep, so it's Melanie or Ashley, and then they're going to hook you up with a title agent that matches your needs. So get those relationships going, because guys, there has been honestly no other partner in Northwest Arkansas for me as Smith and Associates that has helped my business more than WACO. Hands down, I can say it very plainly and clearly. They've been my biggest cheerleader in starting Smith and Associates, and I'm very grateful for them. So that's all I've got for the meeting. Get you a WACO rep, because they'll help you. They really, really will. And I'm going to sign off. See you guys.